I want to thank the gentleman who asked the questions. And first it was Ibrahim of the Innovation who said, why do you think the IG has failed to map out corruption? Is it underfunding? Is it intimidation? Is it fear of the big fish? And why blaming the public? You know, a war does not end in a day or two. Those who are familiar with the Bible and the Quran, you know that corruption is mentioned. Those are thousands of years. In fact, since humanity, corruption has been a part of humanity, but communities fight corruption with different levels of success. And with Uganda, I would say that we shouldn't say that we have failed, but we are on the journey. And the strategies that we have mapped, I am so sure that when we bring corruption down, especially the strategy of raising the consciousness of the public that it is not acceptable and that it hurts them. Largely, people are hiding behind the public's ignorance and mindset. That's where people were hiding. But with increased awareness, there will be no more place to hide. But the public also have to learn to say no, because corruption is takes two to tango, the one who gives and the one who gets. The one who sits and makes a deal, and they are always two. So you cannot successfully fight corruption unless the public who hides, who give a screen for people to hide behind them, are aware and have come. That's why and have come out. That's why we came out to say the public stop condoning corruption and providing a screen where the corrupt hide behind you. So I think that we are on a very good. The Mabati saga is being investigated by the DPP, and you know, once a case in court, once cases are in court, then they are a subject of court. I even heard yesterday on the radio, Justice, the principal judge, acting principal judge, had issued a warrant of arrest for one of the suspects because she has not been attending court or summons. So the case is there. I think it is in court, but it's under the DPP is the one investigating. For us, we investigated the process of purchase, the process, not the distribution. You know, there are two cases. The one who took the Babatis is handled by the DPP. For us, we handled the process of purchasing. But unfortunately, one of the people who had taken to court secured a court injunction against proceeding with the case until a certain process had been. So we also, between that, she secured a court injunction against proceeding with the case. So we are stuck with that court process, but we are handling that case. Mr. Kidi, Sabiensha, you said you recover 7 billion out of 10 trillion, and you say you are working. You see, the 10 trillion is categorized in many ways, including non-payment of taxes, including under declaration of goods for tax evasion, including environmental degradation, including exaggerated payroll, ghost teachers, ghost workers, and ghost students, including procurement misdemeanors. So it's not like people stole money, it is there. But if you do not, and if you did not declare taxes, it's broader than just going to recover the money. It's including, as I said, environmental degradation. All that is put together in the 10 trillion, but at the end of the day, although it is computed, quantified into money, it is not actual cash that you can get. But I will say yes, 7 billion is a very, very small amount of money, because it's sometimes very difficult to prove a corruption case in court. It is extremely difficult. Court wants you to have, they call it what? To adduce evidence beyond reasonable doubt. That standard of proof is very high, and sometimes it takes a long time in court. Some cases have taken a decade and more, others are 7 years, 8 years in court. So the responsibility is not just for the Inspectorate of Government, but it is also needed to strengthen the laws. We needed to improve the environment under which we are operating. Leonard of Parrots Media, he said mansions in Kampala, public officials have constructed churches to investigate. Are we doing a political season? And the truth is, we have decided to change our strategy a bit. Not to change, to improve or to increase. Previously, we were largely working on information from whistleblowers, then we go and investigate, and then sometimes the investigation takes so long, a lot of money, a lot of time, and it can't stand up in court when everybody actually knows. We know. But now, that's why we have decided to go after the proceeds. We go at those buildings, and we know whose building is this, okay? Can you show me where I got the money? That shifts the burden of proof from the inspectorate to the owner of the building. I think that will help. It shifts the burden of proof. So now I'm warning, or not warning, informing all those people who have property, please be ready to explain the public officers property that seems to be beyond your known sources of income. Be ready to explain with proof your source of income, otherwise we shall be going for them. Mr. George, Mr. George, I didn't say that the president is failing me. Actually, what I have said is that the president launched the lifestyle audit, and I don't know what I have it in my office, the certificate. The president launched the lifestyle audit, but he said, be cautious as you go after these people. It doesn't tell don't stop, don't go. Be cautious because they can run away with the money outside Uganda. So when you are chasing them, make sure that you put barriers around so that they can't take out our resources. That is why Uganda is increasing our partnership with the rest of the region and the world, so that we can, those are the barriers, we can easily find out when somebody has bought a building or opened an account or siphoned money out of Uganda. The partnerships that we are nurturing and building are the roadblocks around. But of course, the general public awareness also goes to the diaspora, the Ugandan diaspora. Those are the roadblocks that we put around. So the president said, be cautious. He didn't even say, don't. And I always say, he launched. So I think you better get me right. Mr. Felix Okecho. Felix, don't tell me what is it? True, my contract is almost ending in a couple of months, but I have applied for renewal. So I will keep my fingers crossed and until we get to that point, we can have that conversation, Felix, at the right time. Thank you very much. I know there's a lady, we must listen to the lady.
Thank you so much. Arias Nazari from Daily Monitor, from Andel FM. Like you said, you applied, and there was an invite of IGG position in yesterday's Daily Monitor. How true is that?
I think you should be the one to tell us, Daily Monitor. Where did you get it from?
Daily Monitor, of course. And I have another question.
And the fact is, I am not aware. We have an excellent relationship with my colleagues. Deputy Inspector General of Government and Muhewe is here. Dr. Patricia is on leave, and I'm telling you, we have enjoyed a very cordial working relationship. Everybody brings their strengths. We have different strengths to the table. Everybody has brought their strength, and we have nurtured those strengths together, and we believe that we have achieved a lot in the 4 years that we worked together. So Daily Monitor, please go back and retell the story that actually there's no fights.
Okay, and another question, I have 3 questions so far. One is gone, 2 more. Is excessive funding of elections not part of corruption?
It depends on where the people get the money from. What is corruption is buying voters. And if somebody sells his house and I don't sell my house, then that person will have more money than I would do. You have to examine the sources of funding.
Okay, the last one. You previously said that the public is supposed to know how those public officers get money to build up those mansions, their villages. And my question is, how should we know how they get the money they used to build the mansions, yet you are not with them in their offices?
No. The public is not supposed to know.
Okay.
The public is just supposed to see the mansion and say, the public is supposed to inform us. Then for us we investigate. That's the partnership. The partnership is that the public have information and we have the instruments for authority to summon, to arrest, to prosecute, to investigate, to search. We have the instruments of authority. The public have the information. That's the partnership that we see. Thank you very much, Daily Monitor.
I think that's it.